So I hope that something touched you. If it didn't, right? If it didn't, somewhere along the line, you're going to find out. You're going to come to a place, right, in your life that line is going to be drawn. Question is, what you going to do? You going to cross that line and be something you're not? Or you going to make something of yourself? Education's a beautiful thing, man. I mean, you guys are in an era to see the president that we got. Some people didn't live to see that. So what that tells me is that any kid can go from where they are to the White House, man, right? Question is, what do you want to do? What she said back there that I'm still trying to decipher the word, but I know it had to do with snakes. And we got, hey, you can hook a homegirl over here, she's gonna be a doctor with the animals over here. That's great though. So, I'm gonna take some questions right there.
How did you get out of the game?
How did I get out? And here's a funny part. I retired. I spent a lot of years on the streets, right? Yeah, no retirement plan though. I was allowed after so many years, right, of doing the things that I did. I was tired. And the only thing was, like, between them and my brother telling me, you either leave New York City or I'll make sure that you catch a case for a long time to get you off the streets, I decided to move out of New York. I visit maybe once a year for a couple days and that's it. I can't live in New York. I'm not allowed to. In the state of Connecticut, I lived in Bridgeport, Connecticut, where my mother's buried. I'm not allowed in that town either. So I don't visit. Like, I got 2 daughters there. I get off the highway, I go to my mom's grave, I get back on, and I'm gone. I'm not allowed to, like, even hang out in the town. I'm sorry?
Is that because the gangs don't want you there? Or?
Between the gangs and the police, yeah. I'm not allowed.
Go ahead.
Do I see former?
Have you seen ones that you were with?
No. I actually, wait a minute. I spoke to one guy that my sister he was in Connecticut at the time. He ran into my sister in New York. And I hadn't talked to this kid in over 30, I don't know, about 30 years. And we had a conversation. He's married, he's in church. He's got 3 kids, like the guy's doing. We were laughing about the stuff that, it wasn't funny, but seriously, we were laughing. Some of us don't make it out alive, man. Some of us are dead, a lot of them are dead. A lot of them are doing long-term time.
What is your insight on the difference of gangs now than when you were? What would you say?
Trigger happy. No respect and trigger happy. Anybody and anything is game. Back in the days, it wasn't like that. Yes, ma'am.
What do you tell the kids that when their father is in the gang and they don't want to be in the gang and their father or their family members are dragging them? How do you, I mean...
8 out of 10 kids will join. 8, it's a proven fact. They're going to follow in their father's footstep, or uncle or brother. And it's tough. One of the hardest things is in certain communities, and it's not singling out, in certain communities, it's a way of life. Unfortunately, it's a way of life. It's descended down. So there is, like, some of the kids don't stand a chance. I'm coming to you.
Brothers that have brothers in gangs and stuff, what would you say to them?
Talk to them. And don't be afraid.
What if that doesn't
well,
come through to them?
then
how does it work?
you let them go. You let them go. As tough as that sounds, you can't save them. You can't save them. You got to understand, guys, you got decisions, man. No matter what your parents teach you, the decision comes down to you. Because behind your mom's or pop's back, you're going to do what you're going to do anyway. Because, of course, the parents are always the last one to know. Unfortunately, I know that. Yeah. What do I say to who?
People here tonight might think this is funny, think it won't ever affect them.
I think I said it earlier, the line will be drawn. You will come across. Each and every one of y'all will come across. Because it's easier for me to put you on the street to work, right, than it is for me. You go before a judge, you go home. I go before a judge, I go away for a long time. But the line will be drawn. You're not exempt. I'm sure that some of y'all have seen 3 or 4 or 5 dudes hanging on the street, and you're walking down that street. You got to go on the other side of where they are. I will bet you that 9 out of 10 of y'all will cross the street. And the 10th one will be the one to know those kids. Right or wrong? You guys are the young ones, man. Remember that. You are the future. All right? You are the future. Utilize, man. Get that school in y'all. Because the longer you play games now, eventually you're going to pay. Do you know that they don't even put high school in applications anymore? Do you know what it takes to push fries? That ain't nothing nice. You can't even get a job at McDonald's unless you got a GED. They want to know what college you in to work at McDonald's. Okay? Think about that, man. I heard some great things tonight about what you want to be. Don't let nothing get in the way of your dreams, man. I told you I'm not going to be around long. I'm not. I don't even play with that, man. I know I'm not going to be around a long time, man. I pray I do. You know what I'm saying? But somebody else will be up here doing what I do, man. All right? Anybody got questions? Because if y'all done, y'all can come up and look at this stuff. And if you have any questions, then feel free to ask. All right?